Greetings, salutations, it's me, James, your BA Sensei, today back with another Power Query tutorial. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to filter a data set based on the maximum values within a specific column. So maybe the max, the highest value, or maybe the 3 highest values, the 5 highest values, the top n highest values in the column. I don't always recommend doing this in Power Query. You're better off doing it in something like DAX, but in some cases you're going to have to do it in Power Query, so I'm going to show you just how to do it. Alright, so let's quickly look at the data set. The data set here is the world food inflation percentages. But in this instance, we have 3 countries, Italy, Ireland, Kenya, with the exact same inflation rate, which is the highest one, by the way. And then we have Mexico just behind them, and at the bottom we have negative rates of inflation. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways how to do this. First thing, let's pull it into Power Query. Alright, so now that you're in Power Query, I'm just going to make a copy of this file. It says duplicate, so this is going to be solution 1. Yeah, just going to rename this to change subject so it's easier to work with. First method will be to use Table.Max. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to say add one over there, say Table.Max thing there, and I basically give it the column name. Inflation percentage, which is that one over there, and I just close it up. What this is going to do, it's going to return a record. The problem here, however, is it's returning Kenya, and you can see Kenya is the 3rd one on the list. It just completely disregarded Ireland, Italy, and the others. So this is not the way to go. And you can also see it returns things in a record. Let's try the second solution. Duplicate this data set. So for the second solution, what I'm going to be showing you is how to use List.Max to find and filter the top 3 countries. So I'm just going to quickly add over there, and I'm going to say List.Max, yeah, just to show you what this is all about. And we're going to say, in the column we were looking at is the inflation percentage. So what that does is, you can see it's then giving me the percentage of 0.128. If I look at that, there we go. So I'm just going to use this List.Max. All right. I'm going to say, yeah, let's add a column over there. Let's use table select rows. Table select rows filters out things from a table. And we say for each inflation percentage as per that column is equal to the List.Max. And I say go. And there we go. So now it basically filtered out the top countries with the highest inflation rates in this data set. Pretty cool way of doing it. So let's try the next one. I'm just going to copy this data set over here. I'm going to delete this step over there. Table.Max, because in this first solution we use the table function. I'm going to use the table function here too. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to say yes, new step. We're going to say table select rows, yes. And we're going to refer to this table over there. We're going to say each. And once again, I'm going to select the inflation percentage column. I'm going to say, instead now of equal to List.Max, Table.Max, yes. And I'm going to refer to the table step, yeah. And I'm going to put the column name in there. And then I end with the column again in square brackets. And we end it up. And there we go. Now this is all great and awesome and all of that, but what if I wanted to return not only the country with the top inflation, but if I wanted to return the top 5 inflation rate countries? I can't use max for that, so I need to use something else. So for this case, I'm going to use maxn, the maxn function, to achieve exactly the same thing. I'm going to copy this data set, duplicate. So just to give you a little idea of how the maxn formula works, I'm going to introduce a new step in here. So we're going to say List.Max n, and I'm going to feed it the inflation percentage column. But I want to make it, you can see there's duplicates here. I want to make this a distinct list. So I'm just going to say list distinct. I'm just going to take out all the duplicates by listing it as a distinct. And then I'm going to say how many, the top what do I want to return? The top n. So I say 1, it's going to return the max. If I say 2, the top 2, the top 3. Let's make it the top 5. So now what it did is it returned the top 5 inflation rates. If we look there, the top 5 inflation rates. See? Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So I'm going to use this logic in the formula to return the top 5 countries' inflation. Okay, so let's quickly copy that. I'm just going to add a step to this. Let's just add a step there, but I'm going to refer to source change type just a step before. Give us that. Yeah. So in here, what I'm going to say is, we always start, if we want to filter, we say table select rows. Yes. We give it the table name. Yes. And we start with the each. And I will start using list contains, because I want to see if things contain in the list. Yes. And I just open a little bracket. And I'm going to paste my formula in there. And the second argument to list contains is, so now I create a list. So this is the list I'm putting into list contains, the things I want to look up. But what column do I want to compare it with? And I want to compare that to the inflation percentage. So I'm going to say inflation. Let's close that up. That should now give me, as you can see, all the countries with the top 5 inflation rates. Isn't that cool? So this is a cool solution to use if you need to return the top n from a specific column in the value. If you don't have the luxury of doing it in something like that, you need to do it in Power Query. That's how you'll do it over here. Well, I hope this helped you. It really helped me and some of my clients. Be a sensei!